is made as we get to see what is arguably one of the most badass 2-on-2 battles in Dragon Ball history. Goku and future Trunks versus Black and Zamasu. Preparing to go into fanboy mode, this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super was without a doubt my favorite episode of the series thus far, and it actually manages to be my favorite action episode from the series as well. Previously, I thought the battle between Goku and Hit was the best that I'd seen from the series, and it still is pretty freaking awesome. So awesome, in fact, that it's even referenced in this episode when Gowas is watching it on GodTube. Yeah, apparently that's a thing in their universe. Whatever, that's beside the point. This episode right here featured some of the most fluid and explosive action that I've seen from Dragon Ball Super. Goku and Trunks having to team up against Black and Zamasu was just so incredibly damn satisfying. It also helped that the animation in this episode kicked all sorts of ass. I'm not saying it was perfect. There are still moments which look a little sloppy, but for the most part, there are some action sequences in this episode which without a doubt rival Dragon Ball Z and even stands above them in many ways. Let me just talk about this one sequence that really caught my eye. It really started out when Goku was fighting against Zamasu and Black all at the same time, and doing a lot of really cool choreography and flipping through this post-apocalyptic city. But it's when Trunks got involved that things just got insane. I love when Goku and Trunks are back-to-back with Black on one side and Zamasu on the other, and they start to power up these big ki blasts, getting ready to just destroy them all when they both fly up into the air. And then you have Black and Goku, who start trading some blows, and Black manages to kick Goku in the face and swing him around, throwing him towards this building. When future Trunks starts to give chase, he's intercepted by Zamasu and has to fight him with his sword. Then we go to this fan-freaking-tastic sequence where Goku is skimming up the side of this skyscraper as Black is firing ki blasts at him. He destroys the building. Goku appears right behind him and he's about to kick him in the face when suddenly Black disappears and hits him point blank with a massive ki blast. Guys, it's freaking awesome. I know it doesn't sound like it's breaking the mold in terms of anything Dragon Ball style. Oh yeah, dude shooting beams from their hands. But it's done with such gusto, with such great animation and style and great choreography that you're not even going to notice. You're just going to be thrilled the entire time. Not to mention, it's all done in one big fluid action. And you know what? It's just great. This week's episode of Dragon Ball Super might have reached One Punch Man levels in terms of epicness. Maybe not the same production value, but it certainly gave me the same feeling, and that's what I love from my Dragon Ball series, is an amazing action sequence. And that was just like the first half of the episode. There's a lot of great scenes with future Trunks fighting against Zamasu, even going as far as to impaling him with his sword, even using the final freaking flash against him. But it doesn't work, because Zamasu is a friggin' immortal. Why is he an immortal? I'm guessing we're going to find out in the next episode, and I'm assuming that those answers are going to involve the Super Dragon Balls. The reason that Zamasu actually knows about the Super Dragon Balls is because in the present timeline, this Zamasu is hanging out with Gowas while he's watching GodTube, and he's watching the tournament between Universes 6 and 7, and for some odd, explicable reason, they just decide to show these things on screen, the Super Dragon Balls, which can let you wish for anything. I'm guessing that Zamasu went for immortality. I'm not sure how Black factors into all of this. In fact, the whole connection between Zamasu and Black is still a complete mystery. We have really no idea what their overall plan is aside from just completely destroying everything in their wake and getting rid of all of humanity. That and the fact that Black still seems to have this obsession with actually like absorbing or taking people's powers away, in particular Goku. As much as I hate to say it, Goku and Trunks get their asses handed to them by Black and Zamasu. In fact, Zamasu is so immortal, he can take this massive ki blast and still survive, and he actually holds on to Goku and Trunks while he gets hit at point-blank range from Black with one of his big ki blasts. He survives, but Goku and Trunks take all the damage. So, basically, they kind of lost this battle. It was kind of shocking, to say the least. And then you have Zamasu and you have Black getting ready to kill Vegeta, who did one last-ditch attack to save his friends, but he's completely out of power. But luckily, Mai was there. It looks like she's going to be happy to be a part of Trunks' family, so she's already helping out the in-laws. Decides to help out Vegeta, and then you have Yajirobe, of all people, who actually saves Goku and Trunks. And what I think is a very strange move is that Mai decides to throw them into the time machine and send them back in time. Probably for Vegeta's sake. I mean, I would be more worried about him, but we all know that in the Dragon Ball universe, they got sensu beans, and that shit's like a miracle cure. The episode ends with Zamasu arriving at Zuno's place, that guy who knows everything, except for who Zamasu is. I don't know, I thought that was a little strange, but apparently he wants some information about the Super Dragon Balls, which will probably lead to his super immortality. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super? Man, the animation kicked so much ass this week. I really loved this episode. This is an episode that totally played to the strengths of Dragon Ball in general. Its wacky character designs and its amazing thrilling action sequences. And this episode was just filled to the brim with that. I especially loved that it was a 2-on-2 battle. That's very unique for the series. Not to mention, Zamasu and Black are probably two of the most unique villains that I've seen from the entire series. Just the fact that they're a duo is really awesome in general, and they fight really well together, and I love both of their distinct fighting styles, which are similar and slightly different in many senses. You have Zamasu, who basically uses like his ki and he surrounds it with his hand almost like a little blade, and then you have Black, who basically does the same thing except that he turns it into a sword. And now I know why they decided to give him a ki sword, so that he can fight against Trunks, who also happens to have a sword himself. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Every single character got to trade blows in this week's episode, and it was just fantastic. It was thrilling. It was so fast-paced and just amazing. That's all I can really say about it. This week's episode just had some great action, and you should definitely check it out if you are a Dragon Ball Super fan. Like I said, this is definitely my favorite episode from the series thus far. This arc continues to get more interesting with every single episode that's introduced. The villains are incredibly intriguing. I want to know about their backstory and the action. If this is just an indication, if this is just a warm-up battle, just imagine what the final battle with Black and Zamasu is going to be like. Dragon Ball Super animation teams and all the people who work on this show, this is my challenge to you. I want you to make the final battle of this arc 10 times better than this one right here. If you can do that, Dragon Ball Super is already poised to be the return of the greatest action anime series of all time. I'm giving this week's episode a 5 out of 5. Check it out, Dragon Ball Super fans. You're definitely gonna see some kick-ass action scenes this week. But if any of you did watch this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super, make sure to tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. Did you like this episode as much as I did? Did you not like this episode? Did you have a favorite action scene from this one? What is the deal with Zamasu and Black? What is the true connection? Are the Super Dragon Balls involved? What sort of being is he? And what do you want to see from the rest of the future Trunks arc? Please tell me in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. I really appreciate it. One of the best ways to support Super Kami Guru 9000 is to continue doing what you are doing right now, is to watch our videos. But another cool thing you could do is take the time to just hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on social media. You can find all that stuff in the description box below. Thank you guys again for watching. And as always, stay dandy, baby!